Do you want to create an online course, but technology is standing in the way? Or I don't know how to talk on camera. I really am confused about how to pull this thing off. Jonathan, I have a passion, I have a topic that I want to share with other people, and it would be awesome to make some money with an online course, but I'm just getting stuck on actually getting started. If that's you, then that's what we're going to tackle in today's episode. Let's get started. Hey messengers, welcome to the Market Your Message show. I'm your host, Jonathan Milligan, and our goal here is to help you rise above the noise and get paid for what you know. Now today I'm going to talk about a topic I actually covered in my book, my latest book, Your Message Matters, and it was a little bit of my story, how I went from a high school teacher to actually owning and running an online business, being able to work from anywhere and make an impact on others. And one of those essential elements that helped me to do this thing full time was to create an online course. My first course was actually created in 2010. I feel like a dinosaur now. It's been such a long time ago, and we didn't nearly have the technology and the tools that we have today. But that first course opened my eyes to what it's like to stop trading time for dollars and start getting those Swiss dollars. Have you ever heard of the Swiss dollars? It's an acronym I first heard from one of my mentors, Dan Miller, author of the book 48 Days to Work You Love. And it's an acronym. It means sales while I sleep soundly. Now that sounds pretty good, right? Now, I'm not saying an online course is easy. It takes work, it takes effort to get it done. But once it's done and someone buys your course, there's typically nothing else for you to do. They're going to consume your course. They're going to have transformation. They're going to get results. And you get to sell that same course over and over and over again. But for a lot of people, they get stuck. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, here's what you're going to discover if you hang out with me. Why you should keep your online course as low tech as possible. And yes, this is super important. Number 2, why you should not have a script to read from. Number 3, how to make your online course more valuable with a simple hidden trick, and much, much more. So we're going to get into all of that today, but you might be like, Jonathan, I'm just getting started. How do I demystify what seems overwhelming with how do I actually build an audience online? How do I create an online business? Well, good news for you is I took the last decade of building online businesses as well as coaching others and put it into a book. It's called Your Message Matters, How to Rise Above the Noise and Get Paid for What You Know. Now, here's the cool thing. I've negotiated with my publisher and I've bought and purchased several copies, a couple thousand copies at a discount so that I could send you a free book. So all I'm asking is you cover the shipping and handling, and to do so, all you got to do is go to yourmessagemattersbook.com. Put in your address, your shipping information. I'll send you an actual physical copy in the mail. All you got to do is pay for shipping. Sound good? Awesome. All right, let's get into our topic today. I want to give you 3 course creation secrets. These are 3 tips that are really going to help you to get that online course done. So let's jump right into it. Tip number 1 is to choose a topic with an outcome. This is so important. What often happens is we look at a course as just a topic. That's the wrong approach. You are much better off getting a course niched down to very, very specific topic. It'll do 2 things. Number 1, you'll sell more copies of your course. Number 2 is it's actually easier to create. So let me give you an example. Let's say I was a Facebook ad expert, and let's say my course idea was A to Z Facebook ads. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked at Facebook ads, but there's all kinds of Facebook ads. There's lead ads, there's video ads, there's carousel ads. It goes on and on and on. So to create an A to Z course would take months. Only to build it and come out of your cave months later and find out nobody really wanted an A to Z Facebook ads course. Here's what would be much more powerful: to choose a specific outcome. So an example would be maybe something like $1 a day Facebook video ads. So my course is really narrowed in on helping someone understand you're going to spend $1 a day, and I'm going to teach you how to do a simple video ad. Now, that course is going to be much smaller than my A to Z course, and it's going to help my course buyers actually get an outcome. I even like naming some of my courses the outcome. For example, I have a course that's called the Discover Your Message Challenge. It's a paid course people can take, and it tells you exactly what the promise is. You're going to discover your message. I have a Launch Your Platform Challenge course that I sell for a few $100s. That helps people to actually get their website, their branding, and everything up and running. So think about it from a standpoint of not a topic, but what's a specific outcome. And it's okay to make a smaller course because it makes it more valuable. That's so much easier, isn't it? I mean, think about it. If I were to do an A to Z Facebook ads course, there would probably be over 100 videos in there. And just think, what if Facebook, and they've done this several times over the years, changed their interface? Now you've got to change all of your course materials. That's a nightmare. But if you had a video ad Facebook course, and let's say it contained less than 10 videos, short videos showing them how to do a specific ad and get it out in the marketplace, then not only is it faster for you to get it to market, it gets a specific outcome for your audience, but it also is so much easier to redo if you really had to redo it or update it, right? So that's tip number one, again, is to choose a topic with an outcome, niche down. All right, here is tip number two. Keep your course low tech. You do not have to have all the fancy equipment. I see a lot of course creators. They're like, oh, I wish I had one of those little intros for every single video in my module, every lesson that had a cool intro and it was animated and maybe I could fly in text. And here's what happens. Oftentimes, high tech for us becomes a distraction. It's really a procrastination tool. The truth is, if you have a phone within the last 5 years that has a camera on it, you've got all the tech you need to record your videos. In fact, my Blogging Your Passion University course that I recorded a few years back, I literally put my phone on a tripod and recorded each and every video. It can be that simple. Keep it low tech. Don't feel like you got to go buy all this equipment and I've got to do this because I want to make sure it's really high quality when people purchase it and they feel like they got their money's worth. The money is in the value, not in the technology. All right? Unless you're teaching about technology, that's different. But I recommend that you keep your course low tech. All right? That's tip number two. And then finally, tip number three, which is really kind of my secret sauce that I've discovered by accident. Keep your videos short. Here's a little tip, and let me give you the backstory. So back in 2010, I was creating my very first online course. When I first started online, it was a career coaching blog, and I wanted to create a course helping people to actually improve the resume, get their foot in the door for an interview, and win the contract, right? Win the salary. And so what I did was I looked at at the time, this was way back in 2010, the only software I could find to do my video recording was Camtasia. Now back then it was, and I think it still is on the PC, it was kind of expensive for me. It was like $300 investment. I'm like, I've not really made any money online. Do I want to spend $300 on a tool that I don't know if I could use? And then I discovered that Camtasia had something that was called Jing. I don't know if Jing is still around anymore, but it was a free video recording software, but it had one limitation. it only allowed you to record for 5 minutes. That's it. So if your recording would literally get cut off if you didn't finish your recording at 5 minutes. And you know what? I recorded my entire first course using the free Jing tool. Now, it's funny today because back then there are a few videos where I could literally see that I had 30 seconds left, and I'm speeding up and I'm talking a lot faster because I'm trying to get all of my information in because I didn't want to re-record the entire video over again. But why am I telling all this? Here's why. The number one thing that my course buyers, my customers told me that they loved about the course was how short and actionable each video was. I'm currently taking a course right now that it's a good course, but there are some videos that are 10 minutes long, and then the next video is an hour and a half long. And it's so frustrating for me when you vary your course video length is you might have some gold nuggets that are buried from minute 45 to minute 60, but later, how do I go back and find it? I can't find it. I can't remember where it's buried. It can be very frustrating for your customer. But when you keep it short and actionable, it makes it easy for people to digest it, take an action, and move on. I've used this strategy over the years. In fact, I've even had some customers, one in particular told me, Jonathan, your courses are like eating potato chips. It's like I get a bite, I take an action, and I want to go to reach back in the bag. I want to take the next video. That's what you want your people, your customers to feel like. Not only that, but when you have 20 videos that are 5 minutes long, instead of 2 videos that are 20 minutes each, it's going to give the appearance of value. Because if someone just purchased, and by the way, when people purchase, if you haven't heard this phrase, it's true. They often buy on emotion and then they justify logically. They buy on emotion and they justify logically. So what happens is they've just bought this thing. If they go in and there's one video, it might be a letdown. Even though they might think that there's probably some good value, I'm going to watch this video. By having short videos, you'll actually end up having more videos and it'll appear more valuable. That is my hidden trick. So which one of these did you like? Tip 1, choose a topic with an outcome. Get specific. You don't have to create the big end-all be-all course. You can create a niche course. Number 2, keep your course low tech. Super, super important. Get it done. And tip 3, keep your videos short. Now here's a quick bonus tip. I said earlier not to use a script. If you absolutely need to, because it's really difficult, use one. But here's what I would say. An online course is more about you teaching off the cuff, being a mentor, and really making a personal connection. It's not about saying every word correctly. I think when you're too polished and you're reading from a script, it misses the emotional connection that you can have with a customer. They're learning from you as the guide. And so you need to appear as the guide, not as a unemotional robot. So keep that in mind. It's super important. That's a pro tip that you can use. All right. Once again, if you're like Jonathan, how do I get started? What's the roadmap? What would you recommend? I recommend that you start with the book. It is my 10 plus years of running an online business, really broken down into 260 pages. And you can follow it step by step. It's my new book, Your Message Matters. Get a free copy by going to yourmessagemattersbook.com. All right, that is it for this episode. I hope this was truly helpful to you. And also let me know, what would you like for me to cover on future episodes? Also, take a moment right now and like, share, subscribe, or even review our show so that I know that these episodes are valuable and we'll continue to create more of these. But until then, until next time, never forget, your message matters.